I like this Miz story time. I got one for you. So I saw yesterday that Leonardo DiCaprio, he's got a new movie with Paul Thomas Anderson coming out, and was looking back on his career. And he said one of the biggest regrets of his career was passing on the Mark Wahlberg character in Boogie Nights. And he thinks about it all the time, about how such monumental of a movie that was, what a achievement in filmmaking, and how he wished he would have been part of that now that he looks back. Do you have a regret in your WWE career that you look back on, or your early wrestling life, and you're like, man, wish I would have done that?
I try to live my life with no regrets. I try to live my life with having as much fun as possible and doing what I want when I want. Mm-hmm. If I had to say like a regret, so this is, do I have longer than 30 seconds? I think I do. Okay, so I'm in developmental. I'm at Deep South Wrestling in McDonough, Georgia. And what is told to us when you first get to developmental is, and this is what's told to me, if you can sell out in developmental in this territory, then you go to another territory. And this is the way the old days was. You go to another territory, and if you could sell out there, maybe you can go up to the big leagues like WWE, and then that's where you can really sell out. You can showcase a character. So I go down to Deep South, and every week, Paul Heyman would come down for promo class. And we would do promo class with Paul Heyman. Now, Paul Heyman was the creative for Ohio Valley Wrestling, which was in Louisville, which was our other territory. So we had Deep South and Ohio Valley Wrestling. I was the champion of Deep South. So we would do promos with Paul every single week. And Paul Heyman one day had me kind of transferred from Deep South to Ohio Valley Wrestling to work with me. And I was like, wow. That isn't like, it wasn't everybody. It was me. And so I go to Ohio Valley Wrestling and I start working with Paul, and my babyface run, like I was a babyface. I was a good guy, believe it or not. Like people loved me in McDonough, Georgia. We were turning people away. I was a Deep South heavyweight champion, first one ever, and we were turning people away. I get to Ohio Valley Wrestling and people just weren't reacting to me the way McDonough was. And this is why you do territories. Mm-hmm. This is why you go from place to place, because what works in one place might not work in the next.
For sure.
So I go to Ohio Valley Wrestling and it's not working. He goes, you know why? Because you're a heel. And I go, I don't know, man. I don't know. He goes, believe me. So we worked on a promo together. And from that day forward, I became a heel. And Paul started working with me, and he said, you know, you should come with me and write the show with me. You know, Punk comes in all the time, and we'll sit here and write the show. And I wish I would have taken him up on that offer. And the reason I didn't.
Yeah, why'd you pass up on
you
that?
might be like, well, that's a great opportunity. I mean, you just heard Kurt Warner yesterday talking about rookies, talking to him about, reaching out. Yeah. Like this guy is reaching out. He's one of the greatest of all times. I was coming from, I was an outsider before Logan Paul ever did, right? Yeah. Like made it like, oh, Logan Paul's an outsider. I was an outsider. I was from a reality show. Nobody wanted me in WWE, whether it was in developmental or if it was in WWE, like the big leagues. And I need people in the big leagues, like the higher ups, to teach me how to become a WWE superstar. I knew that. I needed the JBLs, the Undertakers, the John Cenas to take me under their wing, to show me what it would be like to be that. And I knew respect was a huge thing in WWE. It was huge. There's nothing bigger.
They take the handshake very seriously.
When you walk into the backstage area, you shake everyone's hand. No matter if they have a meal, about to take a bite out of food, you're like, hello, sir, good to see you. That's the way it was. That's the way you gain respect. Now, how much would you respect a person that is writing the show and writing them to, quote unquote, get over? I don't. Now, granted, Punk was doing that.
Yeah.
But Punk had respect, I would say, from the Indies work. I don't think he had respect from the higher or the WWE superstars yet, because he was just ROH guy, indie guy, very popular down there. But could he make it up here? He hasn't done anything yet up here. He was willing to take that risk, and I wish I was too, but I also think my trajectory would have changed. I think I would have gotten up there, and Miz is all about himself, because they already thought I was already about myself.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted me. I was from a reality show. He just wants to be famous. He doesn't really want it. And so I wish I would have, I don't know if that's a regret, because I wish I would have gotten that information. I would have learned how to write a show, how a show is formed, how to write. I mean, obviously he was teaching me how to write promos already, but to learn the whole aspect and teach me about it, I wish I would have done that. But I also think my career would have changed, and there would have been different things and different obstacles I would have had to hurdle through to get to where I am today.
Makes sense.
I would have probably been able to do it and work it, but it would have been even harder. And it was hard when I was coming in. It was very hard. Not just for me. I mean, I think CM Punk had it hard as well. I think he had to really prove himself and continues to prove himself.
Yeah.
So yeah. That would be a regret. I don't know if it's a regret, but it's one of those things I wish I would have learned. But now I'm learning more. And by the way, how great is Paul Heyman doing right now?
Yeah, incredible.
I mean, look at what he's been able to do, not only with just ECW, but keep evolving not only himself, but the younger talent.
Everyone he touches.
Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Were we talking about them a year ago? Now they're in main events.
Every Monday.
They're with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, who, in my opinion, is the best. Like when he's said and done, we'll be talking about him in GOAT territory, in Mount Rushmore territory. And I don't think he hasn't scratched the surface of his talent of where he is in WWE. And I don't think he's happy where he is right now, as in like he wants more and always wants more, even as a champion. And that's the mentality you have to have as a top talent. But to have Paul Heyman in their corner, to have Paul Heyman in Roman's corner, look what he did for Roman.
Yeah, man. Took over the business in 4 years.
I mean, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk was the first one.
Being
the voiceless.
Being a Paul Heyman guy is certainly a thing.
Yeah,
and funny enough, Mike,
I was a Paul Heyman guy before Paul Heyman guys was cool.
Well, you talk about maybe not a regret, but it's like a sliding door moment. Like what could have been, what maybe could have been.
Yeah.
But like you said, you would have had different challenges and different obstacles. And maybe are you sitting right here today? No, who knows? Maybe not, but maybe so.
Yeah, you never know. Like that's the problem with regrets, right?
Yeah,
if you regret something and it happens, like it happens, it changes your whole trajectory. Maybe I'm not the first ever 2-time Grand Slam champion. Maybe I'm a 14-time
you never know,
WWE.
Right? Yeah.
You don't know these things, but I'm happy with the path that I've chosen. Right. I'm happy where I am today. I'm happy being here, hosting the Rich Eisen Show.
Funny enough, Mike, I'm actually wearing an Ohio Valley Wrestling T-shirt today, which is so funny. This was the class of 02, one of the greatest classes.
I'm trying to think of my class. My class would be me, Punk, Damian Sandow, or Mizdow.
Mizdow, yeah.
Trying to think of who else would be in that right now. Kofi wasn't in that class. He was the class after me, I would say. Sheamus was the class after me. That's more the FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling. But I would say me and Punk would be on that shirt.
You know, what's funny is Punk was the first guest of my podcast with O'Shea, No Contest Wrestling. He was our first guest, and he brought up the fact that Paul, because nobody wanted to work with him, Paul saw something in him, brought him down, and he was like, all of a sudden, I'm timing out matches. I'm learning to write TV. And he goes, wait a minute, I'm like writing this show. And he thought it was invaluable.
It is invaluable, 100%.
But your reasoning makes sense because reality stars of today are looked at different than when you were a reality star.
Yes.
Back then, people still had this weird thing with reality people, right?
I think today's reality, like me as a reality star, today it's an influencer.
Yes, exactly.
He's just an influencer.
And
I remember being at the All-Star MLB baseball game, celebrity baseball game, and they were announcing people. Mm-hmm. And they announced some influencers, like TikTokers, and they got booed out of the building. And I was like, oh, yeah, that was me like 20 years ago.
But it seems like that particular sect of people, they're a little bit more well-received because reality stars back in the day, man, you guys took crap. Like, they did not want you in the locker room, right?
TV didn't want us because we were taking jobs from scripted shows.
Trained actors.
Those are trained actors. And you're just a no-talent hack that's on, that's just, laughing in front of a camera, but you don't realize how much it takes to be a reality star.
Yeah,
it does take a lot, and it takes a certain type of talent. You watch these shows and you see people that are just wallpaper, and it's not entertaining. That's why when I set out to do Miz and Mrs., I go, I know how to do a reality show. Mm-hmm. Like I do. And my wife is incredible in it. Our kids are incredible. My dad, we were making my dad, Margeau, all these different stars. Like they all had their particular characters, if you will. But it's them, and I was like, that's why we had success in it. It's because watching and learning how to do a reality show, and then being on the challenges, and then going into my own, you kind of learn the trick of the trade. And being a WWE superstar, it teaches you all the land. Everything. I think WWE has trained me to be a great host, a great person, good in media. It's taught me how to work in front of a live audience. It's really
hostile environment.
Yeah, anything. You could throw anything at me, and it doesn't faze me anymore. Now, granted, I get nervous. I get nervous before I go out every single match.
You do?
I do. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I'm about to faint. Every time. Do you watch me like when I'm here right before I'm going on? I'm doing this. I'm all over the place. But once the camera, when I see a red light, it all goes away.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know why. It's so weird. I'm a big guy on preparation. I prepare. I watch Kirk Cousins on those quarterback shows, and I'm like, I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
I'm an ultimate preparer. When I hear about Tom Brady preparing, I'm like, and everyone's like, he's crazy. I'm like, no, that's normal. That's what everyone does. That's normal. And I think everyone does that. And my wife's like, you're different. You're a little different. I go, oh, that's interesting.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.